Hello and welcome to this presentation about A-level psychology at Duke's Sixth Form. Firstly, let me introduce myself. My name is Mrs. Mills and I'm currently the subject lead of psychology. So at Duke's Sixth Form, we use the AQA exam board as a specification that we follow for the A-level psychology. And the A-level is worth a standard single A-level. So the UCAS points range from 56 to 16. So if you're interested to find out a bit more what UCAS points mean, you can have a look on the UCAS website, which tells you what a standard offer would be from a university. So to give you an example, you might be asked for, say, 116 points for a particular degree course. So that would look at taking some UCAS points from each of your A-levels. Okay. The course takes 2 years in total. So you cover sort of most of paper 1 and paper 2 in the first year, and then you finish it off with paper 3 in the second year. The course has been designed to give a fantastic introduction to all aspects of psychology. So it goes from the very biological side of psychology, which covers things like the nervous system and the brain, all the way through to the social aspects of psychology. So therefore, it feeds into a wide range of degrees that people want to go into and areas of work. So there are some examples there. And later on, I'll show you some examples of where students from Duke's Sixth Form have gone on to as well. So the course really is a spectacular introduction, much, much better than what I had when I was at school, because it covers not just the kind of basics of psychology, but also there are some really, really interesting options that you get to do in year 13. So what I mean by the basics is the things like social influence and attachment and memory, all those things in paper 1 are kind of like your introductory topics. And then it gets a bit more specialized when you go into paper 2 and you look at biopsychology. And then you've got your approaches section, which is looking at the theories within psychology. And then finally, your research methods. When you get into year 13, you've got those special topics that have been chosen. So there are options that we get to choose from. And at Duke's Sixth Form, we do the gender topic, which is really, really fascinating. So we look at explanations for gender, theories behind gender. We look at gender identity disorder. We look at things like Klinefelter's and Turner syndrome, which are chromosomal differences that occur that cause differences in gender as well. We've got forensic psychology, which is very, very popular because it's looking at essentially crime. There's a lot of overlap in there with sociology as well. So we look at explanations of crime. So is crime biological? Is it caused by genes? Is it caused by chemicals in your brain, or is it caused by potentially your upbringing, things that happen to you in your youth, the people that you associate with, etc. We've got schizophrenia, which again is very, very popular because people want to find out more about this. So find out about what causes schizophrenia, what the different theories are. Again, is it nature? Is it nurture? Looking at some of the treatments for schizophrenia. And then finally, issues and debates, which looks at the broader debates within psychology. So thinking about things like whether or not all behaviour can be reduced down to one single factor, or whether there are lots of factors that explain it, thinking about whether or not it is nature or nurture, thinking about whether or not culture affects behaviour. Do we look at things in a culturally specific way? Are we biased towards culture? And considering things like ethics as well within psychology. So thinking about whether some psychological research is ethically sound, and if it isn't, should it be taken, should it be conducted? So there's a real range of things, and there's kind of something for everybody in there. And there are possibly some topics that you'll really, really enjoy and some that you'll enjoy less, but you'll get to find out more about what parts of psychology you do enjoy. So at the Sixth Form, at Duke's Sixth Form, we've really tried to work on the psychology curriculum and on the extracurricular stuff that happens. So we've built up some really good links with people externally who've been in to speak to us. We've had an educational psychologist come in. We've had a nurse from Acklington Prison. We also ran a very successful forensic brain day, and we've worked alongside the Health and Social Care Department and the Child Development Department with other guest speakers that have come in to talk about potential careers and degree programs as well. Newcastle and Sunderland University, obviously they're on our doorstep. We've visited those in the past, and they've ran social sciences lectures, which has been really, really interesting because students have found out more about other contemporary issues within psychology, other things that are being researched at the moment that perhaps aren't on the A level, and they've also had the chance to get the feel for what a university is like. And I think psychology as well is, again, going back to the course, I think it's a really good A level because we can do lots of different things within it. So there's obviously the opportunity, as I've said there, to do your own research. So we always get students to replicate research that psychologists have done, perhaps on their friends, perhaps on the teachers, perhaps on family. And there's been opportunities for them to record things and film things for us to watch. I've done lots of sketches. We've done lots of debates. We work in groups. We work on our own. We work independently, or perhaps with someone from who we don't normally work with. Perhaps we work with them, pair up with other people. So it's a really interesting way in which the course is delivered. It's not just lecturing. It's not just me standing at the front and lecturing you. And I think that makes it an exciting A level, definitely. So the qualification is assessed by 3 exams at the end of year 13. So that does mean that there is quite a large content to get through. And that does mean that it does rely on you taking time to revise that content throughout those 2 years. But the way that we do it at Duke's is we make sure that there's ample opportunity for you to practice. We have lots of mock exams so that you can consolidate that learning as we go along. And when those exams come at the end of year 13, although there are 3 of them and they are 2 hours long, they are spaced out usually by the exam board with a couple of weeks between them. And we always make sure that all the content is delivered way before the exams come. So there's lots and lots of time for revision, and we've got lots of practice now at revision materials and past exam papers and things like that. So there's not so much to worry about. Now, in terms of our successes with the students that have already taken A-level psychology, obviously there have been quite a lot of students who've gone on to study psychology at university as well, you know, having enjoyed doing the A-level, but it's not just about psychology going forward. There is lots of other people who've done other degree qualifications. So we've had students go on to do biochemistry, to do veterinary science, so those kind of like sciencey things, forensic science. But we've also had lots of students who've gone on to do nursing, who've gone on to do a teaching course. We've had students who've come from different backgrounds that have had some have done science with A-level psychology, some have done more English or art-based subjects with psychology, some have done, say, vocational qualifications like IT and business. So it's been a real mixture. And I think what psychology gives those students is the fact that it's not just an A-level where it's very academic and it's very essay-based, but there's also more practical things that it gives you, that the ability to carry out research and the fact that it relies on you being able to argue your point and that kind of thing. So there's a lot of skills there that run within the A-level that are applicable to lots of different degree courses and to different careers. And also students who've gone on to do apprenticeships. So some have gone on to do apprenticeships with the NHS. We've had some go on to do apprenticeships starting off with admin kind of work or possibly HR work at Northumberland County Council as well. So there has been a real range within there of students who've studied psychology. So if you want to find out more about the course, obviously you can go onto the AQA website. There's a link for it there. That is based on, well, it's aimed at teachers. So just be aware of that. That some of the information there is for teachers, but it just does give you that overview of what is on the specification and those different topics. If you'd like to find out more about the topics, then the link that I've given you there takes you onto a website called Simply Psychology, and that is made for the AQA A-level, and that will give you some more specific information about the topics themselves. So if you're thinking, for example, I don't really know what social influence means, or I don't even know what psychopathology means, it will tell you a bit more there about what those things mean and what's actually studied within it. So looking forward to welcoming you next year onto the psychology A-level course at Duke Sixth Form. Thank you.